it has become inevitably compelling for me to invoke the provision of the Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025, and I so do. By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Similaye Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly state are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. In the meantime, I hereby nominate Vice Admiral Eboket Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interests of the good people of Rivers State.
It's been months of political turbulence in Rivers State, with Governor Siminalayi Fubara caught in the web of power struggles, internal wrangling, and governance challenges. As the crisis lingers, the question remains, can Fubara steer the state to stability? This special report takes a deep dive into the unfolding political drama in Rivers State and its implications for governance and development. The political crisis in Rivers State traces its roots to the rift between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, who is now the Minister of Federal Capital Territory. What began as a subtle power play soon escalated into a full-blown battle for control of the state's political structure. Rivers State, a powerhouse in Nigeria's political landscape, is witnessing a power struggle of epic proportions. A battle not just for control, but for the very soul of governance in the state. The clash between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, now FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, has taken center stage, raising questions of loyalty, independence, and the long shadow of political godfathers. Legal expert and public affairs analyst Dr. Chukwuma Chinwo captured the gravity of the crisis with striking metaphor. Dr. Chinwo warns that beyond the immediate political turmoil, the implications are far-reaching. If left unchecked, the crisis could erode public trust, weaken institutions, and set a dangerous precedent for governance in Rivers State.
Because it's unfortunate. I used to tell people that it's a dangerous thing to raise a serpent as a pet. But when it grows, it overwhelms you. We in Rivers State, it started coming and we didn't respond to it. We began to build strong people and rejoice at having so-called strong people. And in doing that, our institutions were all dying. And it got to the point, the maximum point is when Nyesom Wike became governor. Nyesom Wike as a governor, like I used to say even while he was in office, he did well in the things he chose for himself, but paid no attention to what the people wanted. Sometimes the things he chose for himself coincided with the needs of the people. For instance, building flyovers and roads. Good. But we realized that you don't run a government of a state as if it's your personal estate. That he did. And a lot of people suffered for it. But while he was doing that, there are also those who gained from it and didn't say anything. So we got to the point where he became like that pet that became a serpent. We didn't know how to handle him.
At the heart of the tension is Governor Fubara's attempt to shift focus from political allegiance to governance. Unlike his predecessor, who maintained a firm grip on the state's leadership, Fubara has chosen a different path, one that prioritizes the people's needs over political loyalty.
Now, the implication of that is what we are seeing today, that he is now encircled Nigeria, encircled the judiciary, the legislature, and we are in danger. But what should be understood is that whatever happens to Rivers State is a prophecy of what will happen to Nigeria. And that's the danger for the whole country. what Wike has succeeded in doing in Rivers State is a danger for Nigeria, for democracy. Because democracy is nothing if the right of the people to vote and their votes to count is not respected. For a long time, particularly in the time that Wike has been in there, whether for local government election or for federal elections, it was clear that democracy was dead. And it did not end there. He extended it to the fact that people couldn't even have their say, even they didn't have their way.
Yet, Fubara has not denied Wike's influence. He has acknowledged his former boss's role and his rise to power, but insists that the right things must be done. The growing tension escalated further when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu invoked Section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution, a move intended to stabilize Rivers State, but one that has instead sent shockwaves across both Rivers and Nigeria as a whole.
And Fubara has said it and has never denied it. Wike is the one who single-handedly brought him to be PDP governorship candidate. So if he said I made him, no doubt. And Fubara has never denied it. I mean, I will not deny, because for instance, I led Labour Party legal team at Abuja at the tribunal against the election of Fubara. Fubara didn't come. It was near Wike and his acolytes that came and did everything they could to do that. So, and Fubara, as I saw him, why many of us even opposed is because we knew where our fear, and I have a column in the paper I maintain, our fear was that the man that was raised through that process will act like the man who brought him. But pleasantly for Rivers State, Fubara came and demonstrated that he understood what democracy is, he understood the people, the need of the people, and that it was better to serve the people than to serve a man. That's the only problem. The impact Fubara made in 2 years, infrastructurally, in governance model, in everything, we never had it in 8 years, and I'm saying it. And like, it's incredible. You know, Wike used to talk about the flyovers. Some of the biggest, longest, and biggest flyovers we have in Rivers State were built by Fubara in his 2 years in office. The Port Harcourt Ring Road, there's a flyover at Ozoba. There's flyover at Rumosi. There's flyover at Rukboku. There's flyover at Eneka. It's going around at Oyibo on the express. There's a flyover going around to Eleme. And all this in 2 years in spite of the crisis. And like he said, he didn't borrow money. If you come to governance, someone like me, I'm using myself as an example, Wike kicked me out of where I was working, teaching in university, because I said your appointment of ministers are wrong. Fubara came and reinstated me. See, 49 months salary have been paid, and I'm not the only one. People who were teaching in Polytechnic, who went to court, and Wike refused to ignore them. Fubara has reinstated them. University staff schools that he said, I don't care about you, they won't be paid, them have been reinstated. You understand? Governance and then pensioners, promotion, these things never happened in 8 years. I'm saying in River State, Wike knows my house, he knows my office, he knows me, everything. I'm not saying behind him. Martin Samehule is from the same community with me. So I'm not saying anything to accuse them wrongly. Now, but this man has come in 2 years and restored life to Rivers people. So now that they appointed a sole administrator, he should know that the challenge he has is that Rivers people are saying, are you taking us back to where we say, thank God we have been delivered? Or are you going to improve on what we had even within these 6 months so that we can have consolation? The threat that you remove from has bothered Rivers people. But so if you can come and continue in the path of sanity, and let him remember, is it from Cross River Akwa Ibom? We are brothers. What he does that we do here, we have had a Rivers man, Navy Captain Prince, who was the governor of Cross River State. And the man set a good pace there. So let him use the opportunity to make a good name for himself by making sure that the interests of Rivers people matter, not interests of any one man or any group. Well, I mean, a man who has been commanding the chief of naval staff, what other company? We have had Como here, we have had Shehu here, we have had Lekwot. These are all lower level military men. So this is a chief of naval staff. It only depends on him. And he has the capacity to be able to tell even Mr. President, Your Excellency, I was meeting with you as Chief of Naval Staff. Can you allow me to do or no? You know, Nigeria should be able to say no. Or if you don't want me to serve and retain my name. I mean, you have served till over 60 years or something, age of 60, or so, and you retired. You shouldn't allow anybody to destroy your name. So, Mr. President, if you allow me to serve and do it well, I will. But if not, please, can you appoint somebody else? I wish he can be such a man. But I want to commend him. I mean, this morning I heard he has appointed a professor as Secretary of Government. And I think that that is a young man who has, I mean, he has been legal counsel to OPEC. He has been a professor of Dean of Law. His track records, I believe he's not somebody who will change because he has seen office. And if the sole administrator will go with that pattern in appointing those who will help him manage the state in this period, then he will come out a man we will all thank God for. But otherwise, he has a big mountain to climb in terms of credibility, because everybody thinks that the president appointed him wrongly. But he can be able to, the way he can do it, and people will say, well, even though foundation is wrong, but what has come out of it is manageable.
For the former Council Secretary of Ikwere Local Government Area, Honorable Obinna Ekem, the conflict is not necessarily a threat to Wike's political structure, but rather a result of a divided house.
Despite the fact that Fubara and his cohorts decided to attack his legacies in Rivers State, is still intact. Yes, Wike have never wanted to be a godfather of Rivers politics. Rather, as a stakeholder, he has his say. As a stakeholder, he has his opinions. And as a stakeholder, his interest is to make sure that Rivers State moves from where he has stopped it to a greater height. And that is why when he was handing over to Fubara, he took Fubara to various countries to make sure that he gets Fubara gets in the buy-in that he has left, like the ring road. He advised Fubara to undertake the ring road that is currently going. If it is somebody who wants to be godfather, he wouldn't support that. Yes, Wike does not want to be godfather. But what he has said and has repeatedly said, and rightly so, is that let Fubara not divide the political family that Yes Wike belongs. Yes Wike is a politician. He's not ready to retire now. Since he's not ready to retire now, his structure and his political family is very important to him. If any attack on his political family, Yes Wike will react. Yes Wike will never support you to attack his political family or destroy the structure that he has built over the years. That is the problem. That's why people are saying that Yes Wike want to be godfather. No, he has never, and he has never stopped Fubara from government. For over nearly 2 years now, Fubara has been having his way. He has been awarding contracts. He has been doing all manner of things. Yes Wike have not stopped anyone. Yes Wike has never obstructed him. But what Yes Wike is interested in, that the political family that fortunately also brought Fubara to limelight, is what we are saying, that you shouldn't destroy it. You shouldn't fight it. You shouldn't fight the structure. That is how people are seeing Yes Wike as trying to be godfather. Not that he is interested in the running of the state, but rather the state should be run in accordance with the constitution and lay down principles of law. That is what he has been saying.
Honorable Ekem argues that this crisis should serve as a lesson for future outgoing governors, reminding them to carefully select their successors. He also credited Wike for fostering unity in Rivers State, especially in the reclaiming of oil wells from neighboring states like Bayelsa, Imo, and Abia. He stated that Nyesom Wike had appealed to stakeholders and the people of Rivers State to support President Bola Tinubu during the 2023 presidential election. According to him, the people do not regret following Wike's political direction as they believe in his leadership choices. He further expressed optimism that within the next 15 years, Nigerians will witness significant transformation under the policies and reforms of the Tinubu-led administration.
Fubara has been able to establish that it is not good for you to trust somebody and want to help the person to go rise to power. Because not that every politician must have somebody who aided him or who assisted him to power. But from what we have seen from Fubara, the ingratitude of Fubara will be a very serious impediment to others people will want to help to rise to power. That is it. When Wike was governor of this state was able to move forward, and all the ethnic nationality, there is no discordant tune from any of the ethnic nationality. River State is a multi-ethnic national state, but he was able to bring all of them together. He was able to bring all of that. Was his greatest achievement. Leave infrastructure, everybody know that he was exceptional as long as infrastructure is concerned. But making sure that there was unity, everybody speaking one tongue. Let me tell you what happened. There are some of our oil wells, period to Yesu Wike coming on board as the governor of River State, was in the hand of Bayelsa, some of them in the hands of Abia State, some of them in Imo State, some of them in Akwa Ibom State. But when he came in, because he believed in River State, he fought all his way through to make sure that he recovered those oil wells back to our River State. And that aided us to get more revenue from the federal allocation. That is the things people are not seeing. What the young man did. Forget about the infrastructure. When you are just coming from Port Harcourt, you will see several flyover, litter everywhere. These are things he do. But the major achievement of Yesu Wike was making sure that the state was in unity. The issue of Kalabare, Amanikwere, Amejo, Amepe, Amogoni did not arise. But today, that is what is prevailing. Everybody is saying that I'm from Ikwere, I'm from Ejo, and the state is not in unity. That is what Fubara cannot match as long as Wike achievement is concerned. He didn't coerce anybody to do that. He appealed to us. Seen as a leader, you have to take your people to where you think that is proper for them to be, not where they want to be. Yes, Wike exhibited that by taking us to vote Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He appealed to us. He spoke to us. He told us the importance of that. And I want to tell you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a disaster. Bola Ahmed is not a failed president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu have even taken this country to a greater height. Let me tell you, before he came in, Nigeria was almost bankrupt. We couldn't even service our debts. The debts we couldn't service. We couldn't even finance infrastructure. Nigeria was borrowing almost every month to pay salaries. But today, Nigeria, our last revenue, our last FAC allocation that was shared was in 2 trillion. But as at that time, we were sharing 600 and something billion naira, a federation. This man have taken hard decisions that will take us in the next 15 years. Nigerians will be good about it. He has been able to remove the fuel subsidy that was eating deeply in our finances. And we're able to float the naira so that investors will come. Let me also tell you, people, there are things people don't know. Do you know that we couldn't even pay the foreign investors who came here to invest and brought their money here, especially portfolio investors who came and brought their dollar? It was Bola Tinubu who has paid the Emirates airline that came back to start flying here. There are so many. Where Glasomit, he has paid them their dividends. Imagine a country that investors will come and invest, and after making profit, they can repatriate their profit. Nigerian government will use their profit to pay back debts they are owing. Look at our foreign reserve today. It's growing. Dollar is almost stable. Our refineries are coming on board. There are several refineries that are springing up. Investors will come in. Jobs will be created. Yes, there are hardship, which is normal because of the hard decisions he has taken. But I want to tell you that in long run, Nigerians will benefit.
But beyond the political maneuvering, is there more at stake? A civil rights advocate and special advisor to the former governor, Opunabo Inko-Tariah, believes this battle is less about politics and more about financial control. According to Inko-Tariah, Governor Fubara has demonstrated fiscal discipline, ensuring workers' welfare and executing construction projects using the state's internally generated revenue, all without resorting to external borrowing. However, he noted that many of Fubara's commissioners were imposed on him, according to the internal fractions within his administration.
And it's working in with Jason Wike. And that is why where Wike is drawing his strength from. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. He's biased. And unfortunate, very unfortunate, that we have Supreme Court justices whose lips drip with words of interposition and notification, appropriating and reprobating. In the case of the president, when he was the governor, he said you cannot seize allocation. Now in the case of Fubara, he says seize allocation. And people are trying to justify it. I say, in the case of Fubara, they say no House of Assembly. That's what, how can? When you seize the allocation, if you have a governor that is quite insensitive to the plight of the the people. When he sees their location, he will feed fat on the IGR and will use that as an excuse not to develop the state. But no, not at all. He said, okay, fine. We are going to have it off, but no problem. Governors will continue. Salaries are paid because of the IGR. Any other people would have said, we'll seize the location. What do you want me to do? But no, they are not satisfied with that. Knowing too well that he's also going to survive on IGR, no matter how difficult it is. They said, okay, no, let's move for suspension. Let us grab as much as we can. Let's give him 6 months. It's as simple as that.
As the crisis unfolds, the larger question remains, can a governor truly break free from the influence of a political godfather? While Inkotare acknowledged that godfatherism is a common feature in Nigerian politics, he warned against using it to stifle a successor's independence.
For that reason, pestilence. There's nothing wrong with being a godfather. Let's get that straight. A godfather is one who is instrumental to achieving success, whether in politics, whether in business, anything. There's nothing wrong with that. But the pestilence of it is where the problem is. You bring somebody on board, you want to asphyxiate it. You know, when a man is pushed to the wall, he bounces back with redoubled efforts. You want to asphyxiate him. He cannot even make calls. For him to make a call, he has to, okay, you have serving commissioners that will tell you, our loyalty is not to the governor, but to you, so we can. Where is that done? You have a local government chairman that will call the sitting governor, serving local governor, is a foolish man. Where are these things done? Where? You see, even with your children, you have limits. Even with your kids, you have, once they are grown, you have limits. You don't treat them the way you treat them when they are grown. You treat them when they are 10. There are limits. That's what people should understand. And that's just the problem. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, the truth is, even when the vice president were saying, Your Excellency, put up a fight. He said, no, I am grateful to this man that made me a governor amongst all. He said so. Look at how long it took him to even put up a very strong resistance. Not many will agree. And it also depends on the character of that your godfather. It depends. So because you paid for my wife's bride price, I should leave the room for you to come and sleep with her? Is that what you're telling me? No, now. So you paid for a bride price, I should now leave the room for you to sleep with her? That's going too far.
Now, amidst the chaos, governance in Rivers State is at a crossroad. From infrastructure projects to civil service reforms, several initiatives have either slowed down or been overshadowed by political intrigues. Residents say they are more concerned about good governance than political supremacy.
The president should call back the governor. The governor has been doing projects all over. Look at Andoni. He has been doing road in Andoni everywhere, in Calabar, in Okrika. I think he should call back the governor.
Make them return Fubra for us. Fubra is doing well. He's doing well. Since Sin came to the seats, a lot of things have changed. Especially I can testify. Like here we do business, we have peace. I can even leave my business now to go and buy something. To go even get, but before you cannot do it. Sometimes they will just come like this and destroy people something. You can't even hawk markets. You can't even be at peace. Even for you to come out, it's always scared to us. So things have and I find peace in River State. I find peace in River State like this. Before, even I'm always scared. When I want to go, I will just put my bag inside waterproof and I'm scared of what will happen, whether they will drop. But since when this man is, it just feels as if I have peace. I can go to anywhere I want to go. I can come back. No dragging of something. No hungry anymore. A lot of things have come by. You go to the market and buy, no matter how the economy is. But to still have peace and time. And I love the way he has paid pension. Mothers, they are happy. They are happy. Like my mother can come back to the house, be happy, buy something. He said that see my face, pension, a lot of things, adding of salaries, everything have changed. So I just need them to bring that man back. I should bring the man back so that everything can be normal. We don't want problem. They should just bring Fubra back for us.
It's just clear that everybody in River State, including even in the remote areas of River State, everybody wants Fubara back.
Now, efforts to broker peace have been met with mixed reactions. The intervention of President Bola Tinubu and other stakeholders has led to temporary ceasefires. But political tensions remain. The question is, will peace be sustained, or is River State heading towards deeper instability? With the weight of governance and political expectations on his shoulders, can Governor Fubara navigate the high tides and stabilize the state? Political watchers say his ability to consolidate power rally key allies and focus on governance will determine his success. As Rivers State stands at a political crossroad, only time can tell whether Governor Fubara can weather the storm and deliver the much needed stability and development. Until then, the people of Rivers State remain hopeful, watching closely as events unfold. As Abuja closely monitors the situation, the resolution of this crisis may not only define the future of Rivers State, but also reshape the dynamics of power transition in Nigerian politics. Victoria Ichie, reporting for Rapid TV, Port Harcourt.